Do you know that a life insurance agent has control over how much commission he or she earns based on how your policy is designed? In this video, I will show you how an IUL policy set up for over $22,000 in commission was reduced to just over $2,000. Hey, welcome back. My name is Gilbert with ZA Financial. We are all about transparency and education when it comes to life insurance and financial products in general. We believe that an educated client is a happy client, so our focus is primarily on education and transparency. Never ever feel rushed into getting any financial product without fully understanding it. So, you've heard about IUL, Index Universal Life. You are really excited about it. You love the upside potential as well as the downside protection. You are actually considering getting a policy, or maybe you have an illustration in front of you right now. But let me ask you this question. Which policy design did you get? How your IUL policy is set up determines how much commission an agent receives, the expenses in the policy, but more importantly, how your policy will perform over time due to those expenses. We will look at 3 different policy designs for an individual, a 40-year-old male who wants to contribute $20,000 a year to his policy. Now, even though we are using $20,000 in this example, the principles you will learn remain the same, whether you are contributing $10,000 or $500 a month. When setting up an insurance designed for maximum cash, now emphasis is on maximum cash, we minimize the death benefit, meaning you pay the lowest insurance cost, allowing the rest of the money to be available for growth. Imagine you want to put $1,000 into a policy. You have 2 options. You could go for maximum death benefit or maximum cash. When you go for maximum death benefit, this is term insurance. With term insurance, you get the most death benefit for the premium you pay, but it doesn't build cash. Once the term is over, you have to buy a new policy or renew it, which is going to be far more expensive. Because of that, most people don't end up renewing the policy at all. The other option is cash value life insurance. With cash value life insurance, a portion of your premium pays the insurance cost and the rest of the money grows in the policy. How the money grows depends on the type of cash value life insurance. While some depends on the performance of the insurance companies, others depends on the performance of a stock market index you select when you start these policies. In the 1980s, many wealthy people put vast amount of money into cash value life insurance and enjoyed the growth tax-free through loans. As a result, the IRS decided that when you cross a certain limit, known as the MEC limit, the policy will no longer be regarded as a life insurance contract, but rather what we call a MEC, Modified Endowment Contract. A MEC loses some of the tax-free benefits of a life insurance contract because it is treated as as an investment. When you take a traditional life insurance, what do I mean by traditional life insurance? Traditionally, people bought life insurance mainly for the death benefit. Such design will lean towards the left-hand side of this chart because it has a relatively higher base death benefit. If your goal is to maximize cash in the policy, this design doesn't work. As an agent, my job is to push this product from the left to the right as close as possible to the MEC limit, but not cross it. The sad thing is that not all agents know how to do this. Others also choose not to do it because it reduces their commission. Now, the death benefit in an IUL can have 2 components. The first one is the base face amount, or simply the base. The second is what we call the blended term insurance. Depending on the company, it could be called supplemental term, additional protection benefit. The name does not matter. All that it is that it is term insurance. The base is always required, but term insurance is optional. So when I tell you your policy has a death benefit of $1 million, we can have several combinations. It could be $1 million base and no term insurance, or 500,000 base and 500,000 term insurance, or even 100,000 base and 900,000 term insurance. I want to point out that different companies allow different blend ratios. So while some will allow 1:10, which means one of the base to 10 times of the term insurance, others will only allow 1:5, or even others will just allow 1:3. Now you might be wondering why I'm explaining what constitutes a death benefit. And the reason is this, very important. An insurance agent is compensated based on the base amount only. There is no commission for the blended term insurance. I'll repeat this again. An insurance agent is compensated based on the amounts allocated to the base. The higher the base insurance, the higher the expenses in the policy, and the higher the commissions that is paid out to the agent. This means that the second design you're seeing here will pay half the commission of the first design, because $500,000 is half of $1 million base in the first design. The third design you see here will pay 1/10 the commission of the first design, because the base of $100,000 is 1/10 of the $1 million base in the first design. I will show you specific numbers when we look at the case study soon. This shows you that an agent has control over the commission he or she receives based on how they allocate the death benefit. This is why you have to work with agents who not just know the right thing, but actually do it and are transparent about it. Now let's look at this case study. In this case study, we are looking at a 40-year-old male who wants to contribute $20,000 a year to his policy up until age 65. Now I am illustrating at a average growth of 6% in this example. We know there will be years with zero returns, as well as years with higher than 6% returns. But we are making the assumption that it's going to average out at 6%. Again, even though we're using $20,000 in this example, the principle you will learn remains the same, whether you're contributing $10,000 or even $500 a month. The first design is the traditional design. With the traditional design, we have a large base amount of $1,055,000. There's no blended insurance, and at age 66, the cash value will be around $1,044,000, and the death benefit will be about $1,253,000. Just to remind you, an agent is paid commission based on the base face amount. The larger the base, the larger the commission. Now, how much commission do you think an agent will get for this design? Over $22,000, because everything is base, and the base is really large in this case. So think about it. You are putting $20,000 in the policy, but commission paid out is $22,000. This shows you that there will not be much cash available in the early part of the policy. So this is like really, really bad design. Now let's look at the second design. The second design is what I call software optimized. In this design, the agent relies on the software and accepts whatever the software spits out. The difference between this and the first design is that the base face amount has been drastically reduced to about $340,000. At age 66, the cash value will be approximately $1,219,000, and the death benefit will be a little over $1,463,000. Now, what will the commission be? Well, the commission will be a little over $7,000, which is lower than the first design because the base face amount has been reduced to $340,000, which is 3 times lower. Now, the third design is my favorite, and I am giving this name, optimized for the client. The difference between this design and the second design is that we further reduce the base face amount to the lowest the insurance company will allow, in this case, $100,000. We can then blend the term insurance to give us the necessary max space we need to be able to contribute $20,000. This term insurance is an annual renewable term insurance, so it is no different from the base insurance. As far as your policy is active, you will always have it. At age 66, the cash value will be a little over $1,267,000, and the death benefit will be about $1,520,000. Again, an agent is not paid any commission from the blended term insurance, which means there will be little motivation to sell you death benefit you don't need. One thing I want to be very clear about this design is that some agents will not do this design. So don't be surprised if you get a no when you ask about it. In fact, other agents have no clue this even exists. Now, the golden question is, how much commission do you think an agent will get for such an awesome design? A little over $2,000. And so it looks like when an agent is working so hard for the client to squeeze the last juice out of the policy design, they actually get a lower compensation. This is why insurance has always had a bad rap. Work with people who are transparent and want to do the right thing in your interest. Now, one of the questions you can raise is, well, what if the starting death benefit of $340,000 is too small? Maybe I have some obligations. If something were to happen to me, I don't think this is going to be enough for me. Is there any way we can increase the death benefit while getting an optimized design? The answer is yes. We can blend in more term insurance. The cost of the term insurance is relatively cheap because there are no commissions paid out. Now, I brought these two designs from the previous slide. So we have the traditional design and optimized for the client design with the base of $100,000 and the $240,000 term insurance. Now, if you wanted more death benefit, this is what we could do. We could blend in more term insurance all the way up to $1,055,000, matching the traditional design. But guess what? The commission remains the same since no commission is paid on the term insurance. Now, even though the new design doesn't produce the same cash value and death benefit, like when we had a blended term insurance of just $240,000, it still performs better than the traditional design while having the same upfront death benefit. So folks, there you have it. We went from $22,000 in commissions all the way down to just $2,000. Policy design makes a huge difference when it comes to any form of cash value life insurance. This shows you that an agent has control over the commissions he or she receives based on how they allocate the death benefit. This is why you have to work with agents who not just know the right thing, but actually do it and are transparent about it. Knowing it is different from doing it. So work with people who are doing it for their clients. Hey, if you got any value out of this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell for future videos. I am going to have a follow-up video where we'll look at expenses and a lot about life insurance in general. This channel is all about education and transparency. Once I have it, I'll put it in the description below. Now, if you're considering getting a policy or you need help reviewing any illustration you have, feel free to reach out. My contact is going to be in the description below. But more importantly, subscribe and let's help people out. Thank you so much for your time, and I will see you again in the next video. Thank you. Bye.